Shalom YouTube, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another video. This video is titled, On These Two Commandments Hangs the Whole Law. Okay guys, so I like to state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only, and they're all facts, and they're all truth. That's it, that's all, nothing more, nothing less. Okay guys, so our whole goal, when dealing with this system, you want to stay out of the courts and you want to stay out of the jail cells, So you don't want to wait until it's time for you to go to court to try to get ready, or you don't want to be in jail trying to get ready to defend yourself. No, you want to be prepared prior to even going into those things, especially being a living man and living in private. When you're in private, you want to stay in honor and you want to stay in private. You want to handle all your matters in private. You see what I mean, guys? So with that being said, prior to going to these courts, you want to have your ducks in a row. So you don't want to wait until the last minute to try to get your ducks in a row. No, you want to settle the matter prior to even entering into any courtrooms. Okay, guys? So with that being said, as you guys see on the screen, this is Matthew chapter 22, right? But we're going to stroll down to verse 35. Okay, guys? Let's pick it up in verse 35. It says, Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? So now, you guys can see, this is a lawyer now. He's supposed to know the law. Why asking him? Why would he ask the Messiah about the law? Because obviously he was trying to be funny, because they, that's how cats get, man. They want to tempt somebody that they don't who have more understanding than them, and basically embarrasses them. But the Messiah basically says this, and Yahushua said unto him, we pick this up at verse 37, guys. And Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love Yahuwah thy Elohim with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Okay, guys? So that's why I always tell y'all, man, Yah will be magnified, man, because Yah is magnified. That's why I said, because I know, man, this is what I know. Can't nobody take this away. Can't nobody stop this movement. Because, like I said, man, I have a force behind me by myself, and that's crazy. But let's go. It says, let's pick it up at 38. This is the first and great commandment. Okay? So the first and great commandment or law is to love the Most High, or whoever you believe to be your creator, as the greatest of all, follow his ways. But let's continue. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? So if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, then if you wouldn't cause harm to yourself, then that means you wouldn't cause harm to your neighbor. You see? So let's continue. On these two commandments hangs all the law and the prophets. Okay? So what do that sound like to you guys? To me, it sounds like the common law. And if you know this, then you can be able to deal into the common law, guys. Okay? So I want you guys to listen to this information that I got. Okay, guys. So as I was saying the Messiah, he was basically telling the lawyer that all laws fall underneath the common law. No matter what it is, they fall underneath the common law. The common law is the supreme law of the land. It's the supreme law. But people say, well, child support is a commercial debt. Yes, it is. It's a commercial debt. As you can see on the screen, it says child support is a common commercial civil debt. See U.S. Courts of Appeals. And that's the case law, guys. Okay? Y'all can take these case laws and jot them down, use them on your paperwork if you need to. But let's continue. It says everything involves commerce and contract law. Any arrears for child support which are reported to the credit reporting agency that must follow the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act are subject to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which is true because they're dealing in what? Commerce. Even though they try to make it seem like they're not a commercial debt, it's clear it's a commercial debt. Why? Let's scroll down. Let's continue reading. The United States is a federal corporation. Okay, guys? So it's, let's say C28 USC 3002-15A, right? 15A states, United States means a federal corporation, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, or an instrument of the United States, instrumentality of the United States, right, guys? So what that had to do with the common law? Now, it has a lot to do with the common law, because if they're dealing in commerce, then that means they're underneath the UCC. If they're underneath the UCC, guys, which is the Uniform Commercial Code, let's read what it says about the Uniform Commercial Code, guys. Subsection 1-1-103.6 is your recourse from the UCC into the common law and the Bill of Rights. It states that the code UCC must be in harmony with the common law as follows. The code is complementary to the common law, which remains in force except where they're displaced by the codes. You see? So when you're dealing with the child support agency, which is in commerce, everything must be in line with what? The common law. Okay, guys? So this how you bring it back to the common law. Put it out there. Do what you got to do, man. You hear me? So that's just more understanding, man. But like I said, man, I got something for you guys to hear. So let me play this quick clip and y'all enjoy, man.
The basic difference within common law and civil law is that within common law there are two effective rules. Do no harm and no threat of harm to another person or property or their property. So if you don't ever do any harm to a man or a woman and you don't take their stuff or damage their stuff, then there really is no law that could be broken. Those are really effectively the only two rules or laws that we need to comply with in order to be living a respectful and honoring life with respect to the people around us. So the ultimate rules of common law apply to freedom, responsibility, and liability. You have the freedom to do anything you want, but you also have to accept the responsibility for your actions, and you also have to accept the liability for them. And we are definitely not trained that we have freedom, and we're definitely not trained to take responsibility, and we're definitely not trained to take liability. Therefore, we're effectively trained to not live in a common law mindset or by action. And the other big thing is there's no need for permission for anything within the common law. You don't need to apply for permits or license because based on that first note, you've got two rules: do no harm or threat of harm, and you don't need permission to do anything, because if you need permission, it generally means that there's an infringement that you want to do with regards to somebody else's person or property, and you want permission to do that, and that's the only real permission that you'd need. So generally speaking, you don't need permission. You are considered responsible or innocent under the common law. So you are innocent till proven guilty is one of the famous phrases, which means that you are assumed to be acting responsibly until you prove otherwise. And you have the opportunity at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, depending on your particular jurisdiction, to be considered liable for your actions in common law and responsible for them because you've reached a certain age of maturity where you should know what the right behavior is and you become responsible and liable for your actions. Up until then, your parents have some legal liability with regards to what you do. So again, generally speaking, that still operates in all common law environments, but we do not normally understand that, and we always act as if we're in the Roman civil law because we do the thing that we really shouldn't do, which is look at all the thousands of laws, which are really acts, legislation, municipal laws that don't apply to a common law man or woman, but only apply to people who step into the Roman civil law and make an application to operate within a particular act which provides limited freedom, limited responsibility, and limited liability. In general terms, all the civil law does is reduce your freedoms and give you the opportunity to reduce your responsibility for your actions and to reduce your liability for your actions so that you can act in an irresponsible and non-liable fashion, which may be sound like a fun way, but it's really not a good way to operate a society. And we'd be a whole lot better off if people accepted their responsibility and liability for their actions, we'd have a lot less issues and situations. We wouldn't need the laws. We wouldn't need a lot of policing and prisons and so on if people were brought up to think in terms of freedom equals responsibility and liability. So they train us in the Roman civil law by teaching us to be these things and to ask permission for most actions. If you need permission for it, generally speaking, it's a Roman civil law process. And generally speaking, you don't need permission for it to operate within the common law. Now, again, we are trained and punished if we don't get permission, even if we know know somewhere deep within us that we really shouldn't need to, but don't know how to apply it and defend it within the common law. We're generally considered irresponsible and guilty within the civil law. Once you're under a particular act with a license or a permit, effectively you're guilty until proven innocent. Now, they have to play the game within the court system that it appears that they're treating you as if you're innocent until proven guilty, but if you actually follow the process in courts, you notice that there's a reverse onus most of the time, and you're treated as if you're guilty, and you have to prove your innocence. The whole idea, again, the foundational philosophical basis of the Roman civil law is that people are bad and they need lots of rules to control them. And within the common law, it's the opposite. People are good, and with the proper training and responsibility and liability, people will do the right thing. What type of world do you want to live in? That's the big difference between the common law and the civil law. There's other differences, but again, that's just a fundamental principle difference that it's good to point out, and we'll go into more depth within further training.
Okay, guys, so there you have it. More truth and more understanding. You know what I mean? So now that y'all have more information, what y'all gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Dropping a lot of information for you guys to give you guys understanding and knowledge. But if you guys still need my help, hit me up in my email at Y'all Is Magnified. I'll make that donation to get the ball rolling, you know, and try to get more people to freedom, man. That's it. That's all. So with that being said, guys, y'all be blessed. Continue to fight. The movement is stronger than ever now, guys. You know, we moving. You know, there's gonna be a powerful movement, man. I got more testimonies to come. You know, I got guys out here in the field, you know, they out here fighting. So with that being said, though, guys, I appreciate all my subscribers for watching. You know, like and subscribe for all the new people that's watching, that just, you know, logging in, you know, catching up with the process and everything. Like and subscribe, and we're gonna keep it moving. So y'all be blessed, man. Shalom, YouTube.